Hello, collective. Welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene. I am the modern mystic and your resident moon goddess. I am so glad that you're here. As always, it's a pleasure to share space and to share magic with you. And this time, I will be sharing the magic of the new moon in Virgo. And this has been an awaited one for some of us who follow astrology. And if you're a beginner here, welcome. And, I wanted to just go over what a new moon is in case you're just watching astrology information kind of the first time. And new moons are here to remind us of new beginnings and new cycles and our ability to renew ourselves and regenerate ourselves, in this case with the phases of the moon. Not only the new moon and the full moon, which is the most popular phases that we hear about, but there are other phases like crescent moon and gibbous moon, which is when it's split completely in half. And, this particular moon is still in its dark moon phase because we have the new moon exact tonight, Eastern Standard at 9:30, no, 9:40 p.m. And, what I mean by that is that it is not visible to us in the sky. The moon is not visible, and it reminds us that there is that void right before the new start when something ends, when a cycle ends, and when a new one is about to begin. There is a moment of darkness and a moment of introspection, reflection, sometimes death, um, of things that no longer serve us. And then the light of the new moon kicks in and it begins to grow to its full state. And we follow these phases and adapt this magic because it is a personal luminary that we interact with as humans. It affects the earth, it affects our cycles, our bodies, and we have a personal and close relationship with the moon. So applying the things that we talk about in these reports gives us an opportunity to harness this power from this luminary that is there available, reflecting the light of the sun and giving us access to our subconscious, unconscious, sometimes hidden thoughts. Okay. So this one in particular is like a textbook great new moon. It's one of those things where, man, you can't get a better new moon in Virgo than this. And there's many reasons that come along with that we're going to discuss throughout the report. But I do want to start off by saying that this is a great moon to perform ritual, to have ceremony, to sit a moment and write down your intentions, being that it's a new moon in Virgo. Virgo loves them lists. Today would be a really great practice if you at least sit down and write a list of things that you want to manifest, maybe in a 30-day cycle, right? And it is really bringing us a lot of forward movement. There are many reasons for this. One being that at the time of the full moon, there is a perfect Earth trine. This means that there are exact angles with the Earth signs and the planets that are inhabiting those houses right now. So there is an Earth trine, right, involving Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, where the moon is, Pluto being in Capricorn, and Uranus being in Taurus, right? So Pluto, Uranus, and the moon are connecting in this perfect trine. And when I say trine, think of it as a flow of energy that is just continuous, that it has no hard stops. A square would make something hard, right, in the edges. But this trine is just flowing earth energy. And this makes us very grounded. Virgo bringing in that solidifying aspect to this earth sign and to the things that we want to manifest. So Pluto is helping us, bring death with love to the things that we do not want to bring with us and regenerate into new things, into a new awakening, Uranus, right? Into a new thought pattern, into a new perception, into a new way of looking at things, right? So we are getting an opportunity here with a little bit of luck because Uranus and Taurus is conjunct Jupiter, which is not in this trine. However, it is playing a part and it is kind of sprinkling us with this dust of luck. With luck comes risk. But you've been thinking throughout this Mercury retrograde, which we're going to talk about in a second, that is going direct tomorrow. You've been thinking and things have been coming up and we've learned things and our relationships have been highlighted. And for some of us, maybe some relationships have ended. There have been major changes possibly in our relationships. So what's going on now that Venus is direct, which it was, going retrograde in Leo just a little while ago. I think maybe it's been less than a week going forward. I forget. I'm horrible with numbers and I don't even know what day it is at this point with everything going on in my life. But I know that it went direct recently and it's still in its post shadow phase, means that it's going past the area that it has already traveled, just kind of bringing resolution to the things that it's brought up in our life. And of course, like a true Leo, Venus has to make a dramatic exit. So we are still feeling the effects of the Venus retrograde, if that makes any sense. And, being that Mercury is going forward tomorrow, that means that all of these things that we've gathered, everything that we've planned, everything that we have come to the realization or we are realizing at the present moment are still unraveling. And when Mercury goes direct, they will be propelled forward. So not every moon is great for ritual, but this one is because of that propulsion. It is going to take everything that you've learned, and it is stationing at the time of the new moon, meaning that it was appearing to go backwards in the solar system. It now stops, it stations. That intensifies it. And then tomorrow, it'll go direct. So it's going to be moving forward with what has been brought up to cleanse, what has been brought up to unclutter in your life, what you've realized that you need to make decisions. Maybe some of us, and probably a percentage of us, because Virgo kind of rules health and the things that we do. Health is all over the zodiac, but this specifically with Virgo is about the little things that we do to reach optimal health. Like, what are your morning routines? What are your evening routines? What are the best foods that you're eating? What are your daily habits? Really, how are you spending your energy? How are you spending your time? Are you being efficient? Are you getting things done? Are you looking at things in a realistic approach? These are all the things that Virgo encompasses. So many of us have maybe been dealing with health stuff or a health journey that you've been maybe thinking of taking a different course, or maybe going and seeing a different physician, or maybe deciding that you need to change up your exercise because your body needs something different. Maybe you need more rest. So however this is showing up for you, how is it working for you? And what are you ready to move forward with? And you can bring that into ceremony. You can really be as practical as just speaking your intentions out into existence, declaring things that you want to clean up, reclaim. And this is a great moon to do that. Like if there's stuff that you really, really came to the realization that need to be cleaned up in your life, because it is getting in the way of putting your best foot forward. And it's keeping you trapped in a way where now all of a sudden you're back into unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, you know, not feeling great about who you are and what you're putting out. Also Virgo is about service and the service that you bring to yourself and the world. So, who are you servicing right now? And if it's others to the, detriment of you, then there's some things to look at in reality. If you're self-serving to the point where you don't give a rat's ass about what anybody else thinks, well, maybe we need to check that too. Because Virgo is the last sign in the zodiac where we clean up our act before we introduce the other, Libra, where we go into relationship. So how do we purify what we need to purify so that we go into relationship with our best foot forward, right? So a lot of things to think about, a lot of good things to think about, because yeah, we had surprising things with Mercury. We did. I mean, things that came out of the woodwork. And we are now moving into October, which is eclipse season. And I just am dropping that there, and we'll talk about that later. We won't even touch that. But we do get a little period right now to really these things you've been reviewing, these things you want to create, these things you want to move forward with, it's time. It's time. And get really creative with it. Put a lot of intention, put a lot of dreaming, put a lot of thought behind it, because Virgo can help you solidify that you want, that you want to share, that you want to be in service of. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful new moon. I love it. I think it's wonderful. I am excited about it. I offer anyone that, needs any support around ideas and intentions. And it's a really, really good time to learn new things and be in deep introspection and reflection of who you are. The Anima Collective and I are hosting a masterclass next Thursday. It is called Tarot 101, The Doorway to Self-Discovery. and it is for people who want to do just that. They want to really go into a personal transformation and get a taste of how tarot can be a tool to help you do that. Tarot and astrology are very, very linked. And if you hang out here in these spaces, you'll definitely love to hang out in that masterclass, because you're going to recognize a lot of the things that we talk about here in alignment with what the tarot has to offer in terms of personal transformation and self-discovery. So join us if you're available next Thursday, 7 p.m. We will be dropping the link in Mighty Networks for the members. We will be dropping it also in the area of the moon reports. And also we will drop it in YouTube. If you happen to be watching in YouTube and you haven't joined the collective, this is an amazing time to do that by joining us for the masterclass, and you'll see what we're all about. And this particular topic is one of a lot of fun and super, super insightful of how it can really give you a deeper understanding through the major archetypes, through the cards and the personalities that you meet as you're using the deck. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But if you can't join us, still register, because I'll go ahead and send you the recording, and you can always, link up with the replay and still get the juicy nuggets of wisdom. And then if that's not something that floats your boat, find something that can help you during this time to go inward and get really clear on what you want to move forward with. Like, all of this time that you've been hermiting, all of this time that you've been holding on to something that hasn't been quite ready, any of this time that maybe you've wanted to rectify a relationship that just needs a little tweaking, and maybe a hard conversation, anything that you want to move forward with and decide on, this is a time to really know that your inner wisdom is what guides you through these things, that your gut and that your intuition are the ones that ultimately decide what is right for you. And through that introspection and learning about yourself, and maybe joining us for the masterclass, that would give you a tool to really, really do what it is that is truly authentic to you, because we have gone through so much, and especially if you've been here in our reports, to get to where we are right now, that it would be a shame to not make the best of this wisdom that you have gathered. So go do that. Go do that. And I send you with love, and always with a big, big hug. Ciao.